Hi, welcome to A Week in Weatherfield, the Coronation Street review show presented by two people whose lives might have been so much different had we been named Celeste. Celeste. I'm David Brown.
And I'm Jonathan Hughes.
This week's headlines: Aidan's hidden pain,
Jude, the obscure,
and Toyah does the shining. Because we know what's going to be happening to Aidan, it was revealed this week that he would be taking his own life in next week's episodes. Everything has become suddenly more portentous, hasn't it? You know, and kind of distressing as we watch him kind of wrestle with his inner pain.
Definitely, very poignant. Quite hard to watch it in places as well, because we kind of it's really emotional. Because on the surface, Aidan seems to have everything going for him, doesn't he? I mean, his life seems back on track. The factory's back.
It's got his nice flat.
It's got his nice flat, and there was a lot of people, you know, in this week's episode, telling him what a great guy he is, and he was doing nice things. You know, he was helping Summer. Liam, just generally Mr. Nice Guy, but you could tell in his face he just is struggling with something. But yeah, there's a lot leading up to it, definitely. It's
quite unusual as well, isn't it, for soaps as well, to kind of do some plot line which relies so much on subtext. Often stories are very on the nose. We're left in kind of no doubt as to how these characters are feeling. But in this case, we're having to do some of that work ourselves, aren't we?
Definitely. I think it's a unique way of telling a story in a soap, really, for that reason. In that, you know, we're so used to people who are having affairs, meeting in secret, telling us the plot and going, well, I'm cheating on him and you're cheating on her, and what we're going to do is have a 3-month affair. Yeah. There's none of that here. So yeah, you've got to kind of fill in the gaps, and it's all in the writing, the plotting, the performance. I think Shane Ward, this has been the making of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shame, isn't it, in a way, in that this plot line has been the making of Shane. I mean,
because then he's, you know, obviously we're not going to get to see Aidan for much longer, but
it's all being told in the eyes with him, I think, isn't it? You know, what he's really thinking.
And really similar to the David Platt story, I guess, which again we know is they're going to kind of interact a little bit in the aftermath of Aidan's death. You know, David is having to just struggle with his ordeal on his own and not ever talk about it. And again, it's all in the eyes, it's all in what's not been said. So I think props to Corrie for really tackling male mental health is what, you know, these are about.
What's interesting with David, though, is that there has been a catalyst for the way that he's feeling now, whereas with Aidan, this will be the storyline that will play out afterwards. Why didn't we spot what was going wrong with Aidan?
And again, and on the surface, he had everything going for him, but that's precisely the point. That's precisely why they're doing this story, is that, you know, he should have been happy, and he wasn't, because he was really struggling, and he, you know, he has this condition and didn't talk about it. So yeah, really good. I think it's been as I say, quite emotional.
Yeah. Well, from one plot line that is working to one that perhaps isn't working so well. Jude in his shark hat. He's been rumbled, but for everybody, the most exciting thing about this particular plotline was seeing Hugh from EastEnders turn up.
Where's he been?
Bit part.
Where's he been for 20 years?
Yeah, it says something though, doesn't it? That was what got people talking.
Yeah, that was seemingly the highlight of that plot. Yeah. I was also quite confused as to Jude having lied about being a marine biologist, apparently for his entire marriage. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what were they doing in South Africa in the first place? Was he just working in the South African marine biology gift shop? I mean, what's going on there? Did he never come home with a shark hat?
I don't
Obviously not.
Imagine if he'd done that by mistake. Yeah. But there are kind of signs that perhaps there is life to it, but only when we see Angie with Adam Barlow.
And incidentally, that didn't take long, did it?
No, she can't have been that satisfied with Jude.
No, all he did, you know, it wasn't, he's lied, but I mean, there are worse things to do. Seconds later, she's locking lips with Adam Barlow. Yeah. Didn't take a whole lot, really. Do you think there's going to be a love triangle building up now with Jude, Jude, Angie and Adam?
That's not exactly Ken, Deirdre and Mike, is it? I don't think Jude's capable of a tug of love.
I don't think he's capable of tying a knot.
No, not really. I mean, maybe if he brought the shark cat home for a bit of sexy role play.
Shark role play?
Do you reckon?
You into that?
No.
You heard it
I'm
here
saying
first.
Nothing.
So shark roleplay could spice up the marriage. So yeah, maybe we shouldn't think about that for too long.
In a Red Button special.
Thanks.
Now, there was also a bit of film parodying going on this week, wasn't there?
Well, we go from Jaws to... and also, Jude was described by Eva. I thought Eva summed this up brilliantly. She described, when she heard Jude had been lying about being a marine biologist, she said, oh, what an absolute spoon.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Eva's doing her own film parody.
She is. She is over in Lim, in the cottage, or the Overlook Hotel.
isolated, miles from anywhere with no one to talk to.
Yes, where Toyah has turned up in the role of Jack Torrance with an axe. Loved all this.
That was bonkers. As if this plot wasn't bonkers enough. The whole baby plot. You have the baby. No one's going to guess it's yours. The surrogate. All of that. It just got madder because then it turned into The Shining. With Toyah running up the stairs with an axe. Like I thought she was going to say as the baby was being delivered. Here's Susie. Like this. I'll blow your house down.
I think Simon Barlow should have been on a little trike going round.
Round the hallway.
With Dev's kids.
We needed some spooky twins standing there as Toyah arrived. Very shiny. Maybe because Eva's probably been going a bit stir crazy. Toyah should have found a typewriter with stacks and stacks of manuscripts.
Yeah, what could he have said on it?
I think all baby plot and no other characters makes Eva a crazed woman.
Yes.
Typed out a million times.
Yeah. Too many lies makes Toyah a confused character. Join us in 7 days' time to find out whether we'll be getting any more parodies. Perhaps Steve and Tracy doing Eyes Wide Shut. We live in hope. We'll be back with another week in Weatherfield.